Zionism and millennials, right? Two things that would seem to be totally unrelated. If you look at a lot of the reports that have come out, with people and institutions conducting studies about what we as millennials are all about, we're extremely optimistic. We're extremely ambitious. We want to change the world. We want to affect positive change in the world. And we want to have amazing experiences that we remember as we grow up. We're also the fastest growing demographic in the country. So we're basically going to take over the country in the next 20 years or so. So Zionism is relevant to us because, again, it is very inspirational as a philosophy because it essentially suggests that human beings can accomplish anything. Peoples can accomplish anything. And that is the exact thing that we as millennials are looking for. It also is important because of the particularist effect, meaning that, Zionism is obviously very much rooted in the Jewish context and very much suggests an importance of peoples. And as millennials, we are obviously very much obsessed with social media. And what many studies have suggested is that our obsession with social media is a reflection of our acute eagerness for connectivity. We are searching constantly for connection. We are searching for a place to belong, and we're searching for a purpose. So Zionism as philosophy can teach us two things. The outcome, the product of what self-actualization can actually lead to, number one. And number two, the value of belonging in different communities, in different, cultures, and what that can actually accomplish in the world at large. The conversation about Israel that exists today hasn't really resonated with us. In other words, a lot of the approaches on the part of the pro-Israel community, they steal our time as opposed to creating value in our lives. So they don't ask the question, what are millennials interested in? What are our interests and perspectives? And how can we use those interests and perspectives to create content that we know will pique their interest even further? Instead of doing that, the pro-Israel community, by and large, just says, we hold position X, Y, and Z, and we want to get the average millennial to hold that same opinion within a political context. And that's the other issue, is that most millennials are apolitical. Even though we're mostly liberal in our orientation, we're still not that political. If people and if institutions want to reach my generation, they should not do Israel advocacy. And I'm defining advocacy here as the process by which you plead on behalf of Israel vis-a-vis the Arab-Israeli conflict. Right? You're trying to get people to pick a side. And advocacy, insofar as it tries to get people to pick a side in the Arab-Israeli conflict, is limited in what it can achieve, as well as the audiences it can reach, because they don't want to be interested or involved in the conflict. That's just human nature. So I think that we have to start thinking differently about what it is that makes human beings tick and what it is that makes millennials tick specifically. There are strategies that work when it comes to engaging my generation. So I'm not worried that it's impossible to reach us. I am worried about the extent to which the existing pro-Israel organizations and institutions will take heed of the data that exists and the research that's coming out about what we need to do and how we need to pivot and change our strategy to reach our generation.